Hello, I'm Oliver Colling, and this is the My 70s TV Childhood Quiz. Welcome back to the My 70s TV Childhood Quiz. Our quiz aims to test your intimate knowledge of 1970s television and also asks a few questions about our podcast, My 70s TV Childhood. It's 20 questions and it's just for fun, although I do know how many of you are very competitive and do take this extremely seriously. So if you're here for a bit of fun or to beat your husband, wife or friend with your superior knowledge, I'm very pleased that you are here. Thanks to all of you who've been in touch either via our blog at www.my70stvchildhood.com or on our many social media channels. It seems that many of you found last time's quiz quite tricky. In particular, the Born on the 4th of July round, which was a genuine low scorer for many of you. We also had quite a few low scores on the Name That Tune round, so, it is a difficult balance. We do need the quiz to be challenging enough to make you think, but not so difficult that you can't get more than a few questions right. So leave it with me. I'll get our vast editorial team to look at this. Okay, so, are we ready for this time's quiz? Grab yourselves a pen and paper, top up your drink. I've actually got a gin and tonic with me this week as I'm recording on a weekend evening, and get ready to play. Now, our quiz has a theme this time. In the UK at the time of recording, schools are breaking up for holidays. Yes, I know that schools in Scotland have been off for weeks now, but I thought it would be nice to recreate the spirit of a 70s TV childhood summer. And so I'm proud to present the My 70s TV Childhood Quiz Holiday Special. I used to love the holiday special editions of all of our favourite comics, so in honour of that, all of our questions this week refer to the summer holidays and the special TV shows that were put on to entertain us during the seemingly endless long school holidays. Right, ready to play? Then let's have round one. And our first round is called simply Holiday Special. And I'm going to ask you 5 questions about TV shows shown during the 1970s summer holidays. Question 1. What was the original full name of the BBC show which became known as Why Don't You? Question 2. Switching over to ITV, we might find the psychedelic, probably drug-influenced H.R. Pufnstuf, which, if you remember, was truly bizarre. Which English actor was the human star of the show? And, for a bonus point, what film role had propelled him to fame and the chance to make TV in Hollywood? Question 3. The Little Mole, another one of my school holiday favourites, was a series of cartoons starring, a little mole, which were regularly shown in the school holidays. But where did the animated series come from? So where was the Little Mole made? Question 4. As many of our correspondents have pointed out, Marine Boy was a regular cartoon show on holiday mornings. But what was the name of the friendly dolphin who Marine Boy used to swim on or with? So what was the name of Marine Boy's dolphin? And question 5. We had the old 1930s and 1940s cinema serials shown on holiday mornings. One of those was Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. Who played Buck Rogers? Well, I think that was quite a gentle start, unlike last time's quiz. So let's go on to round 2. And this round is a holiday-themed version of our regular marathon or Fil Rouge round, so named in honour of the repeating rounds of It's a Knockout, or Jeux sans Frontières as it became known when it went on its summer holidays. All of the questions relate to items we've mentioned in previous editions of our podcast, My 70s TV Childhood. So if you've listened to all 100 odd episodes, you may have a slight advantage, as well as, I have to say, considerable stamina. Question 1. Like many other families at the time, my parents refused to go on holiday anywhere outside of the UK. What was the excuse they used to use? Question 2. In April 2024, we remember the long hot summer of 1976 and our family's holiday in Yorkshire. What was the highlight for me of where we stayed during that holiday? Question 3. We fondly look back at The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe in August of 2023, which was shown again and again and again during the school holidays. But what was the name of the Austrian actor who played Robinson Crusoe? So who played Robinson Crusoe? Question 4. Way back in September 2020, we remembered another staple of the school holidays, the banana splits. There were lots of cartoons included in the show, but one which featured a shape-changing magician who could change himself into any creature by clapping his hands and saying, "Size of an elephant," or whatever creature you wanted to turn into. Which was that cartoon series? And question 5. In that same episode from September 2020, we remembered Hergé's Adventures of Tintin. Who were the two bowler-hatted detectives who joined Tintin from time to time and also inspired the name of an 80s pop group? Hope you managed all right with that round. And now, on to round 3. Now, regular listeners would normally know that this would be our Spin the Wheel, Name That Tune combo mashup round, featuring our AI-powered theme tune generator. But unfortunately, our AI generator has been taken offline as a result of the CrowdStrike IT outage, which is crippling the world's IT systems, so it's not available to us today. If you're listening several months after we've recorded the episode, you'll be saying, what? But anyway, I've gone back to pre-digital methods of selection, and I've got 5 signature tunes of shows that were regularly shown on UK TV during the summer holidays. Let's start with theme tune 1. Now, if you don't get that one, I suggest you stop now and save yourself from further pain. And theme tune 2.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. And we should never count the cost or worry that we'll fall. It's better to have fought and lost than not have fought at all. Let's always take whatever comes and never try to hide. Face everything and anyone together side by side. You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want.
That tune takes me back to school holidays like no other. And again, I'd be surprised if most of you didn't get that. Theme tune 3, however, might be a bit trickier. And theme tune 4 shouldn't cause too many problems either. And finally, theme tune number 5. All in all, I think that was a pretty reasonable round, and most importantly, I'm sure some of you will have those familiar tunes going through your head for the next week. I'm also ready for the emails to quiz@my70stvchildhood.com complaining that I've now made that round too easy. Can't win, can I? And already we're on to our final round. Round 4 is our TV Times General Trivia round. But this week, as you might guess, all of the questions have a connection to summer holiday TV. Ready? Then let's go. Question 1. Champion the Wonder Horse was shown throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s and even into the 90s as part of school holiday fare. But what was the name of the boy whose adventures with Champion we followed? So what was the boy called in Champion the Wonder Horse? Staying with the old US series repeated ad nauseam during school holidays, who was the driver of the Cannonball Express? So who was the driver of the Cannonball Express? Question 3. Vision On was often shown during the school holidays. It featured Tony Hart, Sylvester McCoy, and also a woman who did sign language for hearing impaired viewers. What was her name? Question 4. Looking back at the schedules for August 1975, I see that Bewitched was shown as part of that summer's entertainment. What were the names of the married couple, one of whom was a witch, at the centre of the drama? So what was the name of the married couple in Bewitched? And question 5. Finally, in the 1972 summer holiday schedules, we were treated to a daily dose of the Magic Roundabout for our holiday viewing. What was the name of the narrator of the show? So who was the narrator on the Magic Roundabout? And that's it. Another 20 questions in the bag and hopefully lots of holiday memories for you. Now, as you're checking your answers, here's the answer to last time's bonus question. I asked you, following our recent general election here in the UK, David Dimbleby had hosted the BBC's coverage for the first time in 1979, but who hosted it before him in 1974? And the answer to that one was Alistair Burnett, which I have to say was a bit of a surprise to me, as I only remember him ever being on ITN. So well done if you got that right. This week's question is, unsurprisingly, about a TV show, which, although made in the 60s, was regularly shown during school holidays in the 70s. The Monkees featured the Monkees pop group. But how many can you name? And please do that without cheating or looking anything up on the internet, etc. If you get the answer, then let us know by emailing quiz@my70stvchildhood.com. All right, so let's get on to the answers for this time's quiz. Round 1, our holiday special. What was the original full name of the BBC show that became known as Why Don't You? And it was, why don't you just switch off your television set and go and do something less boring instead? Very snappy. Question 2. H.R. Pufnstuf, that very weird TV show. Which was the English actor who was the human star? And that was Jack Wilde. And which role propelled him to fame? He played the Artful Dodger in Oliver. Question 3, we asked where the Little Mole cartoon series was made, and that was made in Czechoslovakia. Question 4, what was Marine Boy's dolphin called? And Marine Boy's dolphin was called Splasher. And question 5, from the old 1930s series serial, who played Buck Rogers in Buck Rogers in the 25th Century? And the answer was Larry Buster Crabbe. All right, on to round 2, our Fil Rouge round. Why did my parents refuse to go outside of the UK? Well, the answer they used to give to me and my sister, which was mentioned in a previous podcast, was there was so much to see in the United Kingdom. Anyway, question 2. What was the highlight of my family's stay in Yorkshire in 1976? It was the fact that the cottage we stayed in, the holiday cottage, had a colour television, and we still had a black and white TV at home. Question 3. In The Adventures of Robinson Crusoe, which we featured in August 2023, what was the name of the Austrian actor who played Robinson Crusoe? And that was Robert Hoffman. And question 4. Way back in 2020, we remember the banana splits. And which cartoon featured a magician who could clap his hands and say size of an elephant or whichever animal he wanted to change himself into? And that was the Arabian Nights. And question 5, who were the 2 bowler-hatted detectives who joined Tintin from time to time and also inspired the name of an 80s pop group? And that was the Thompson Twins. All right, halfway through. On to round 3, our Name That Tune holiday special. Now, the first one, if you didn't get this, as I say, you need to be asking yourself some serious questions. That was the theme tune from Here Come the Double Deckers. And similarly, question 2, I'd expect many of you to have got this right. What sums up summer holidays to me? The Flashing Blade. Theme tune 3 was a bit trickier, and this was the theme to Whirlybirds, yet another old 1950s, I think, TV series that would obviously been bought by the BBC, stuck in the archive and rolled out every summer for us to watch. And it was about a group of men flying helicopters, if you remember. Question 4, again, I do hope most of you got this one. This was a theme tune to the White Horses. And question 5, slightly trickier, but this was the opening music to Flash Gordon. Again, starring Larry Buster Crabbe. Okay, on to round 4. Our TV Times round. Question 1, Champion the Wonder Horse. What was the name of the boy whose adventures with Champion we followed? And that was Ricky North. I'm feeling generous, so if you just got Ricky, that'll do. And who was the driver of the Cannonball Express for question number 2? That was Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Question 3. What was the name of the woman who did the sign language in Vision On? And that was Pat Kiesel. And question 4. Looking at Bewitched. What was the name of the married couple at the centre of Bewitched, one of whom was a witch? And it was Samantha and Darren Stevens. And finally, the narrator of the Magic Roundabout. Who was it? It was Eric Thompson. So how did you do? Do you have that feeling when you know you're about to go out and spend the rest of the day riding your bike and playing out with your friends? Or have you got that feeling when you've got to spend hours in the car going to see your relatives and you're going to miss Scooby-Doo? Whichever, I hope you've enjoyed this time's quiz. So thanks for listening, and if you enjoy the quiz and our podcast, then please tell your friends. And also, take time to like, rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be back next week with our next podcast, and then again in a fortnight with our next quiz. So until then, take care, enjoy the summer, and don't forget to join us again soon for more from My 70s TV Childhood and the My 70s TV Childhood Quiz.